In this video, I'm going to show the basics of how to use LineSmarts. I'll go through how things sort of work within LineSmarts and what basic functions we've got. I won't go into the detail of how to use different features. Those will be covered in individual videos. So when you first open LineSmarts, it brings you to this Photos page. And within the Photos page, if you've taken measurements already, that's where they'll appear, and you can go and look through the photos. And there's also this imported folder. Within there might be more photos, and those are photos that someone might have sent to you, and so you've imported them onto the device. So for each of these measurements, you can click on them, and they'll give you the details of the measurements, and you can do all your analysis and so forth. But on this main photos page, what you generally see is you see the date there for each measurement when it was taken, and then the time, and you've also got, if you've done the analysis, the span that you've measured, and the identification number for the poles, and if you've got some conductors that you've identified, those will be listed, how many of those you've got as well. On the photos page, LineSmarts also provides some tools to help manage the measurements that have been collected. So if you long press on one of the measurements, you'll see there are a number of actions that can be taken. So you can create a folder, you can delete the measurement, or you can move them, and that's moving them within folders. You can sort them, so sorting, if we look at that, you can sort alphabetically by the notes or by the creation date. If you have folders, you can sort those, and the other thing is you can do a whole lot of these at the same time. If we go back, you can select a whole lot. So for example, if we wanted to delete all these, we could have 4 of them selected and then delete them all at one go. Or down the bottom, we've got export here. We could export those. That'll be the subject of another tutorial. So probably the only thing I'll show you from here, I think it's all fairly self-explanatory, is if you want to go create folder, and then you can call the folder whatever you like, say local. And that creates your folder there. And then you can start moving things into that folder in this way, and you can nest folders within folders as well. So we can move these items that I've selected into that local folder. Or you could take this one here and you could move that one back again. So it's just a way of arranging your measurements so you don't have too many on the screen at the same time. So those are the measurements, but also in here there's quite a bit of other detail. So up the top here we've got this rosette, and that's a feature that allows you to track your growing competence at using LineSmarts, and that will be covered, the detail of that will be covered in another video. Generally what all these pages will have is help, and sometimes that will appear as a question mark. As we saw here, over here you've got the help. But sometimes things are wrapped up in these 3 dots, and you can either click on that, or on some devices there'll be a physical button on the device that allows you to get into those menus. So by looking at the help, you can get more detail on each page, and the same is true on this photos page. And you can read up on that, and it'll tell you all the different things that are on that page. So next over from the rosette, that experience page, you've got the plus icon, and we'll look at that later, but that allows you to capture a new measurement. Looking deeper in here, we've seen the help. Starting from, I guess, the bottom, we've got the about, which includes our terms and conditions, but helpfully also provides the current version of LineSmarts, and in some cases you might require your application ID. You've got this import feature here, and that will allow you to import measurements that you might have transferred to your device. So you can click on that and things will be imported. And then subscription. So click on the button and that takes you through to the subscription page. And from there you can purchase an annual subscription for LineSmarts. To do that, what you do is you click on this button here and that'll take you through to Google Play where you can complete the purchase. The button would normally display the correct price with in your local currency. In this case here, it's a development version of LineSmarts, so it's not doing that. For organisations that are wanting to purchase LineSmarts or bulk subscriptions to LineSmarts, we provide a code, which is a space here. So for those people who've got that code, you just enter that and hit submit, and then that creates that subscription or activates it on the device.